Sharika Thompson's up right now, and she has Around the Region. Yes, indeed, you're watching Turquoise Morning.
On today's Round the Region, we're switching it up a bit. We're highlighting and bringing you the recipe for a popular dessert enjoyed and prepared by Caribbean people during this time of the year. Let's head over to Raquel from Raquel's Caribbean Cuisine, who will be sharing her Christmas fruitcake recipe with us. Get ready for a step-by-step guide on how to prepare this delicious dessert at home in your kitchen this holiday season.
Hi everyone, it's Raquel of Raquel's Caribbean Cuisine, and today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect Christmas black fruit cake. It's packed with loads of rum-soaked fruits. It's extremely moist, not to mention flavorful. This is indeed the perfect recipe. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to cream the butter and the sugar. And here I have some room temperature butter, and I'm using 1 pound of butter or 4 sticks of butter. Also 1 pound or 2 cups of sugar. And this is a 1 pound cake recipe, which is going to give me 3 8-inch cakes. And you want to cream the butter and the sugar until it's nice and fluffy, scraping the bowl as you go along, so everything could be nicely mixed. And as soon as you're finished this process, you're almost done. Creaming the butter and the sugar is what takes up most of the time. Yes, so as long as you have your baking ingredients prepped, baking a black fruit cake is nothing hard, especially when you get the hang of it. Simple, easy steps. Right, so now that we are done creaming the butter and the sugar, which is nice and fluffy, we're going to add 9 eggs to this 1 pound cake recipe. But first, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of grated lime peel or lime zest, which not only gives great flavor, but it cuts the eggy raw smell. Yes, so now I'm going to give this a nice whisk. Then I'm going to gradually add this to the butter mixture. Gradually. You really don't want to pour all at once. That may cause the mixture to curdle. Now to this, I'm going to add 5 cups of my blended fruits. A link on how I prepare these fruits would be listed down below in the description box. And this fruit cake is going to be really dense, packed with rum-soaked fruits. So you could add as much or as little fruits as you like. It's really your choice. Now for flavor, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract or 1 to 2 tablespoons of vanilla essence. Also, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of almond and rose water, which is very optional. Now for color, this is where you're going to add as little or as much browning as you like. I made this batch of fruit cake for a friend of mine, and she liked her black cake extremely dark. So add less browning if you don't want yours to be too dark. A full written recipe will be listed down below in the description box. And for the final step, which a lot of people question, 4 cups of baking flour. Yes, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon powder, 2 teaspoons of mixed spice, 2 teaspoons of grated nutmeg, and last but definitely not least, 4 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to give this a nice mix. Then I'm going to sift this in the cake mix gradually, making the flour light and airy. Then I'm going to gently fold this in and try not to overmix. And when I tell you how good this is smelling, and it haven't even started baking as yet, you could go ahead and taste your butter. Absolutely delicious. And old-time people normally say, if your wooden spoon stands in the butter without falling, it's perfect. So now I'm going to place a water bath at the bottom of the oven, and this will control the oven temperature so the cakes would not dry out too quickly, which sometimes cause the cakes to crack. Now I'm going to pour the batter in 3 8-inch pans that was already lined with wax paper and grease, and to a 200 degrees Celsius preheated oven. I'm going to allow these to bake, and remember, oven temperature varies. I'm going to allow this to bake for about 1.5 to 2 hours, or until a toothpick comes out clean. 1 hour and 45 minutes later, these were just perfect.
It's a celebration of our people, our places, and our plans. And we're taking you into pockets of our Caribbean so that you can see exactly what we do, not just as the holidays unravel, but despite the holidays unraveling. There's still business to be done. There's still speeches to be made, contracts to be signed, and letters to be delivered, and hopefully checks to be paid because Caribbean people are certainly on the move and thriving in this post-pandemic era. Turquoise Morning is beautiful.
There is simply nowhere else in the Turks and Caicos Islands that you can find such a wholesome variety of your favorite fresh foods. There is simply nowhere else in the Turks and Caicos Islands that you can find such outstanding service. And there is simply nowhere else in the TCI to answer your every food craving in a chic, comfortable, centrally located store. That's a place you can trust. Number 1 is Graceway IGA. Fresh, service, trust for over 20 years.